PATINS does something that we had for the last several years that we call the Starfish Award. We call it the Starfish Award based on the Starfish story. Anybody know the Starfish story? So there's an older man walking on the beach and a younger man watching him. And the older man's picking up starfish that have washed up onto the beach, and the tide has gone out and they've been stranded there and they're slowly dying on the beach. And he's walking along and he's picking one up at a time and throwing it back out into the ocean. And the younger man's watching and he's thinking, gosh, there must be 100 miles of beach and thousands of starfish. He can't possibly think he's making a difference for those starfish. But he continues to watch, and he watches a little longer, and finally goes up to the man and says, what are you doing? You can't possibly save all these starfish. You can't really be making a difference. And the older man nods his head a little bit, and he bends down and picks up one more starfish, and looks at the younger man and throws it back out into the ocean as far as he can. He says, it matters to that one. And so that's what this Starfish Award is all about. And so we have a Starfish Award winner here, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about this person. This person began Decoding Dyslexia Indiana. She works tirelessly with families and teachers to provide research-valid direct instruction for students who struggle to read and are considered dyslexic. She works as a volunteer with agencies and schools to bring them into awareness for patent services and access to print materials. You cannot think of a stronger advocate in Indiana who single-handedly moved an entire state to think differently about reading outcomes and students' abilities to master reading. Indiana has their dyslexia law largely due to this amazing woman. Please congratulate and welcome Cheryl Clemens.
Every legislative session, we look at all the legislation that's coming forward to say, how is this going to impact our students with dyslexia? So we look at every piece of legislation and decide, is this a piece of legislation we could support? Also, Decoding Dyslexia nationally, we had very specific goals, one being getting a definition for dyslexia in code. And in 2015, House Enrolled Act 1108 provided a definition. The second piece of legislation, Senate Enrolled Act 217, provided for a teacher in every district who was trained to recognize dyslexia and to intervene. It also provides screening of kindergarten through second grade students. I have a friend who's a legislator, and he said baby steps. That's just the toe in the door.
I'm just so excited to see so many educators in this room who are excited about moving the needle for our kids. It's a long road. I have 3 kids with dyslexia. My youngest is getting ready to graduate from high school, but my second one is getting pinned for nursing from IU School of Nursing. But really, it's because my family's been able to afford outside tutoring. We've spent thousands of dollars for 3 children with dyslexia. So when I see all you guys here that are excited to be here, it's really about intervention and access. And it has to be both of those. It can't just be one. Because when you look at the McKenna model for reading and you understand vocabulary and content knowledge, if we're not providing access to that material, our kids will never succeed. So just thank you for being here.